Good morning, students. So, ready for your English class today? Okay, great. So, today we will be studying about an important part of speech, which is verbs. Now, before we proceed, first I want you to understand the importance of verbs. Verbs are the most important part of a sentence. We cannot, hear it carefully, we cannot form a sentence without a verb. Hence, it is understood how important this part of speech is. Now, let's understand its meaning. Verbs. A verb tells us what the subject. Subject, remember, a sentence has two parts, subject and predicate. Subject is what we are talking about or whom we are talking about. And predicate is what we are telling about the subject. Okay? So a verb tells us what the subject in a sentence is, or what it does, or what it possesses. I'll explain you this in detail. Now, what a subject is. Is means being form. And which words are included in being form? Here's is the list. Is, am, are, was, were, been, being. Now, what the subject does, that means the action. And here's the list. Just a few to mention. Eat, talk, walk, jump, think, crawl, scream, etc. And the third one is possesses. Okay, I know it is not visible, it's possesses, belongs. Okay, now here's the list. Has, have, had. So verbs comprises of all these three categories. Now generally we hear that is, am, are, was, were, been, being, that is the first category, and the third category, has, have, had. They are helping verbs. But students, this is incorrect. I will explain you this in detail in later slide. Now, this is a list of action verbs. You can pause the video for a minute just to go through these action words quickly. Okay, now, ready for to play a game? Yes. Okay, now the game is, one animal will appear on the screen and I will give you 3 seconds to think of the action it does. Ready? Okay, so here we go. The first animal is tiger. What does the tiger do? Think. The tiger roars. So if you've thought of it correctly, then give yourself a clap. Second animal, rabbit. Now what does the rabbit do? Think fast. The rabbit hops. Yes. Now the third animal, it's a bird. What does the bird do? Think, think, think. A bird chirps, right. Next is mosquito. What does the mosquito do? Think quickly. A mosquito stings, right. Now the next animal is earthworm. What does the earthworm do? An earthworm, think, ready? An earthworm crawls. And the next animal is duck. Now what does the duck do? Hey, yes, you are right. The duck quacks, quack, quack. Now the last animal, horse. What does the horse do? A horse? Yes, yes, yes. A horse gallops. So you're right. Very good. Good going. Okay, now we have understood what are verbs. Now let's see how they are used in a sentence. And minded children, if you want your written English and spoken English to be very good, you have to take care of the usage of verbs in sentences. Now, few points I will mention which you have to keep in mind always. Now, our first point to remember, a verb in a sentence may be formed with more than one word. Not understood? I'll explain it with examples. Here we go. Now look at this example. Smita sat on a chair. What is the verb here? Sat. Sat is just one word. So the verb here is sat, which is one word. Now look at the second example. Sanya is walking in the park. Now what are the verbs here? Is, walking. So that means there are two verbs here. Okay, so here in this sentence, the verb is formed by two words. Yet one more example for you. Raj will be coming today. Now here, let's find the verbs. Will, be, coming. So here, the verb has three words. So now understood the point? A verb in a sentence may be formed with more than one word. In the first sentence, we had just one word. Second sentence, we have two words. And in the third sentence, we have three words. Okay? So ready for the next point to remember? Here we go. So point to remember two. The verbs is, am, are, was, were, do, does, has, have, and had. Remember the first category and the third category can be main verbs also and helping verbs also. Remember I told you that the usage of these words will decide whether they are main verbs or helping verbs. Where they are placed in the sentence will decide whether they are main verbs or helping verbs. Now, just look at these examples. Dr. Mann is a famous doctor. Now, what is the verb here? Is. Now, is there any other verb in this sentence? No. So here, there is only one verb, which is. And hence, it is the main verb here. It is not helping verb. It is the main verb here because we do not have any other word. Now, the next sentence. People were talking nicely. Now, just observe how many verbs do we have here? Two. Were and talking. We have two verbs here. So, here, were will take the place of helping verb because we have one action word here. So, were will automatically become the helping verb. Now, one more example. Ria had 3 dolls. Now, the verb here is had and there is only one verb. So that means had here is the main verb. Understood? So the position, the place of the verb will decide whether it is main or helping. Okay? Okay, now next we are moving on to a very important point to remember, and that is subject-verb agreement. What does this mean? This means that the subject and the verb have to be very good friends if you want that your written and spoken English should be very good. Now, how can we ensure that the subject and the verb are friends? Here's the clue. Verbs change their form according to the number of nouns or pronouns they talk about. Again getting confused? Wait. See here. If the subject is singular, that means if you're talking about just one person or just one place or just one thing, the verb also has to be singular. Okay, this is the agreement that for friends to be friends, if the subject is singular, verb has to be singular. And if the subject is plural, or I, or you, three options here. If the subject is plural, I, or you, then the verb will automatically also be plural. So this is how they will remain friends. I'll explain you in more detail. Now look here. If the subject is singular, verb has to be singular. And when is the verb singular? When you add s or es to it. Okay, just look at these examples now. Mr. Mehta goes for a walk daily. Now we are talking about Mr. Mehta. Mr. Mehta is just one person. So we have to add es to the verb go. So go will become goes. Mr. Mehta goes for a walk daily because Mr. Mehta is just one. The subject is singular. Next sentence. She dances very gracefully. Now she is a singular pronoun. So the verb dance will become dances. S will be added. Third example. Rahul eats healthy food. Now here, Rahul is a singular noun, singular subject. Hence, we will add S to eat. So Rahul eats healthy food. Clear? One more example. It is very hot today. Now, it is again a singular pronoun. Hence, it is. It is very hot today. Now, if the subject is plural, I or you, then verb has to be plural. Okay, so if the subject is plural, I or you, the verb has to be plural. And plural verb means base form of the verb. No S, no ES. Okay, so now examples here. Mr. and Mrs. Mehta go for a walk daily. Now here, the subject is plural. That is Mr. and Mrs. Mehta. We are talking about two people. So, the base form of the verb, that is go, not goes. Mr. and Mrs. Mehta go for a walk daily. Second sentence, you dance very gracefully. Remember, if the subject is plural, I, you, then it has to be, the verb has to be plural. So with you, only dance will come. Dances will not come. You dance very gracefully. I eat healthy food. Now again with I, the verb has to be plural. That is the base form of the verb. So eat, not eats. I eat healthy food. Yes. The last one, they are very happy. They is a plural pronoun. So with they, we will use are. They are very happy. Understood? So make sure that the subject and the verb are good friends. Okay, so now it's time to recapitulate whatever we have done. Here, I'll quickly read these points, whatever we have covered in today's video. A verb tells us what the subject in a sentence is, what it does, or what it possesses. Second, a verb in a sentence may be formed with more than one word. Third, the verbs is, am, are, was, were, do, does, has, have, and had can be main verbs also and helping verbs also. Depends on their place in the sentence and their usage in the sentence. If the subject is singular, verb has to be singular. If the subject is plural, I or you, the verb has to be plural. That means base form of the verb. I hope it is clear. All the concepts that I have just taught you are clear, but I would recommend you to go through the video once again for better understanding. All the best to you. Thank you, children.